Hey, we're going to check out Enphase. We haven't looked at this one since the 2nd, so about 2 weeks ago. Um, Before I get started, I just want to say if you have any comments or questions about anything I go over, such as if you think I missed something, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to read that, keep me up to date. Or if you just have a question, I'd be happy to answer that. Otherwise, we'll do a quick overview of where we were last time we looked at this. We'll go over some news, and then go into the technical analysis of is it still a good buy, uh, if a buy at all. Um, but yeah, so just to kind of catch us up, right here at the top, we have uh, it was at 210. So if we go back over here, it was at 210. Right now it's at 208. So really, not much has changed in that 2 weeks. I did have a buy point of 148 and 191 marked out. We have the 1 month chart here in the middle of the screen. It looks like at one point, um, that was before our time, but if we go through this dip, it looks like at one point, couple points, looks like the 6th and the 5th, there were opportunities at 191. Uh, Again, we'll dig into that at the technicals. I have a resistance at 307, so there's still room to grow with this one. And then in the notes, uh, I had it in a slight downtrend, and I think that's why I was comfortable waiting to buy this one. But let's just, I'll update my chart in a little bit. So some of the news, I guess I just wanted to share. Number one, this company's beating their earnings for the past year, which is good. They're profitable. Another thing that's positive. Revenue's growing like crazy, at least on a yearly basis, and it looks like their earnings are growing pretty rapidly too. So in terms of like specific news for this one, this past week, and we can even just look at the technicals real quick. You can see this big green bar here. It looks like the majority of why that was happening uh, is because two investors known for, I guess, following this stock. We have one from Deutsche Bank, this Corinne Blanchard. Uh, she was saying to buy this stock, or that she's going to continue buying this stock. Uh, Further stating that she has a price target of about 280. It was 285, but now it's 280, so still way above where it is right now. But she pulled it back a little bit. And then we have uh, HSBC Bank, I believe that's a bank. They also have a price target of 271, giving it a buy recommendation. This came out sometime during last week, I think Thursday, maybe Wednesday. And with that type of support, people started piling in, and so we had a positive week. Something else that we're looking forward to, their first quarter 2023 results are going to be announced on the 25th. So 10 days from now, we'll see the first quarter results, see how it's shaking out for this company. Something more uh, big, I would say, for this company is they began these IQ battery shipments in Western Europe. Specifically, we have France, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. These companies are part of this Western European movement that's really trying to get into the solar market. Um, and so Enphase is trying to penetrate that market, especially in that region. Um, they they increased their shipments to the US and Europe to 508.5 megawatts per hour compared to last year where it was 251. So they doubled their shipments, and I suppose that's natural considering they're growing out their potential market from just the United States into Europe. This was some item that I made sure I jotted this down, is that per this Allied Market Research report, they're saying the global battery storage market is expected to see a continual gross rate, a continual annual gross growth rate percentage of 20.1% over the next about 9 years. So, assuming that they did their homework on this, I think what we're going to do is potentially add another solar type stock, or I guess battery storage type stock. Uh, as we scroll down, some of the candidates are this Solar Edge, which I'm thinking that's what this code is, SEDG. That's the ticker symbol, I think. We also have Canadian Solar. I don't really want a Canadian company. And then we have SunPower. This one's probably going to be the one I go with just because it seems to be American, which not really a preference. It's more for tax reasons. I'd like it to stay in America. Also, this one, it made a recent acquisition, so that's something good. Shows growth at least. In September, they expanded its product portfolio by introducing 9.5 kilowatts when it was 39. Don't really know what that means. Growth rate of the company is about 50%. That's very positive. That's pretty much it. So I did write down this company. I'll look into them. If I like what I see just at a glance, I'll add them to the list and probably start following this one along with Enphase to try to catch that market, which 20% growth over 9 years. That's a fair bit of revenue potential. So again, just a summary here. They started these IQ battery shipments into Western Europe, specifically France, Netherlands, and Switzerland. It continues on that topic by showing that this solar power Europe, the market outlook, the report predicts up to 11 gigawatts an hour of residential battery storage could be installed by 2026. This is nearly a 5-time growth from the 2.3 gigawatt hours installed in 2021. So again, high growth. We like that. What else do we have here? They go into, at some point, they kind of explain that this is a flexible thing. We do have one more article. Maybe it's in that one. At some point, they basically say it's adjustable. Okay, so here it is. The IQ batteries offers configurations ranging from 3.5 kilowatt hours to an aggregate 42. So this can be updated throughout time. Europe really likes this idea. They think it's going to be more energy efficient, not only for the customer, like myself, but for the economy. They're trying to go green really quick. It's mentioned in here. I'm not sure exactly where to highlight it for us, but there's clearly a shift in Europe that they want to try to use this solar power, and these are the first couple countries that are really pursuing it. They mention how it's flexible, which is good for people that buy it. Basically, one of the installers, I'm not sure where that paragraph is, but one of the installers that installs these units was saying it's very easy to do. There's like an app that you can track your usage. Overall, it's kind of like their job to kind of give it a good review, but it sounded very assuring, like they knew what they were talking about and that it could be a good product. And so we're going to bank on that they're actually a good product. I mean, it also makes sense that you're seeing so much growth into this. They must have a good product for that reason too, because if it was a stinker, then no one would be buying it and we wouldn't see this growth in this company. The last article here is these IQ battery storage units, I guess. They picked a European shipment company called Flex, which is in Romania. Apparently these two have had just a partnership between the two, um, building on a manufacturing expansion plan announced in April 2022. Initial shipments from Flex Romania are the IQ7. Later on, we're going to see the IQ8. They're saying shipments of IQ8 from Romania are expected to begin in the second quarter of 2023. So they made a new generation. It's most likely going to be their primary generation sold very soon. I don't know if that means these units are more in cost. I would assume they are, but uh, we'll see when we get the revenue reports quarter over quarter. Uh, Otherwise, yeah, this deal is mainly to help facilitate the purchases from uh, those countries, France, Netherlands, and Switzerland. So they have a base now to ship those out. So that pretty much covers the news. I would say the biggest piece from that is the fact that they're moving into Europe, and also that the market research is saying that there's a lot of growth potential in this over the next 10 years. So let's get ready. For this, though, when we look at the technical analysis, so at this point, I am going to start updating my tracker. So price didn't change that much since the last time we looked. And again, the last time we looked was right around here in this green bar, probably the end of it because the price was 210. That's about right where this cap is at 210. So it did pull back slightly. We were expecting it to pull back. It did pull back within that range, but immediately it bounced back. So my initial thoughts when I'm seeing this are uh, there seems to be some resistance, or I should say support, at 190. Uh, you can see it hit almost exactly 190. It did go below for who knows, just a day possibly, and then all of a sudden we're back up here in the 200s. So, and then here's another instance right back here, just about a month ago, where it did pull below that 190. Our line is marked at 191. It pulled back to about 184, but sure enough, the very next week it was right above that 190 line. Here it touched it, ended up trading below, immediately popped right back up again. So it makes sense that we did have buy points marked out here at 191 and also at 148. That's assuming this downtrend continues. We would like it at that price. I think just right now, I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Um, Obviously, the trade off is if we get a really good Q1 financial statements and whatnot, this one might just shoot off. And who knows when it will pull back. So it might be safest for me with what I have going to just buy one share, no matter what it is valued at before uh, the financials come out, which again that is in about 10 days. So I might wait a little bit, see what happens over the next 10 days, see if it can fall back to about 190 or maybe within this purple range would be optimal. But 190, we'll see what happens on Monday, Tuesday, and depending on what I see, I might pull the trigger somewhere in that during that time frame. But the goal is to try to get it at as close to 191 as possible. Resistance again is at 307, and I'll just update the date here. And news, okay. All right, that. Yeah, so just a quick summary here, just to show what we did. Again, Enphase up here at the top. Currently it's at 208. I'm going to I really want to get in this one, but I'm going to wait until we get to 191. I'm hoping we get to 191. I'd like to at least buy one, possibly two shares of this before the 25th, before the results come out, because I have to imagine they're going to be good. I just don't know how good, and I want to beat whatever people put in after the results, assuming they beat. It could shoot off, and I want to catch it before that. But otherwise, Resistance still at 307. We're still going to keep that downtrend mention in there at least for another week. See if it goes another week positive, then it clearly broke the trend. I don't know if it would pull back that far that quick, but it's still early, so I'll leave it in. And also this Allied market research saying that the battery storage market is expected to grow at 20% over the next 9 years. That's a lot of growth, and I want to capture that, so I did put this stock here. That's going to be one that we might find on this list very soon, but I'll dig into it a little bit further. Otherwise, again, if I missed anything, you want to share something that I didn't say that could be helpful, I'd be happy to read that in the comments. If you have any questions, also feel free to ask those in the comments. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.